Hey, this your boy, Mr. Ron Dukes.
I'm Akila Matthews, also known as Miss Tiki.
This is Jouvert in June.
This is Jouvert in June.
I ready. I come in clean, but not leave the same way. I know, I'm prepared. Cheers!
Yes.
Yo, son, it's a lifestyle, you deaf?
Make sure you're at Jouvert in June. Bring your rum, bring your crew. We out here.
Bro, I haven't been here for a minute, dog. I can't wait. So, you know what I'm saying?
It's Jouvert in June. We outside all summer long. It's a Jouvert thing. It's a Jouvert thing. It's a bacchanal thing. It's a mashup thing. Ron, you have something here. Then we go 10 years in the business for Jouvert in June.
Hey, what's going on? It is Soca Dread. You have seen me on the scene at Jouvert in June. Beside me is Mr. Esquire. He's normally behind the camera. We've gotten together because it's been 10 years. Jeez. 10 years of Jouvert in June. What we call a cultural phenomenon, and we wanted to do a deeper dive. We're gonna look back at 10 years of paint, powder, performances, Jouvert culture here in Toronto, and we're gonna speak to the co-creators, Mr. Ron Dukes Stoddard, Akila, Miss Tiki Matthews. For the last 10 years, they have worked tirelessly to create what we call this cultural phenomenon. With humble beginnings at Twilight Restaurant, with about 300 patrons who loved that experience, to 10 years later, almost 5,000 people coming outside of the city to celebrate 10 years.
One of the most phenomenal events that you'll find anywhere within the city of Toronto, anywhere that you would be able to find within the Soca diaspora alone. Here is Jouvert in June, 10 years strong.
The roots of Jouvert can be traced back to the 18th century in the sugarcane fields and plantations of Trinidad and Tobago during the transatlantic slave trade. Banned by the French from their masquerade balls, enslaved Africans staged their own mini carnivals in their backyards. Jouvert marked the beginning of Carnival, a time for the oppressed to reclaim their heritage through music, dance, and storytelling. Through the generations, Jouvert has evolved, becoming a symbol of liberation and cultural pride, spreading throughout the Caribbean and the world. Jouvert in June, the brainchild of Ron Dukes Stoddard and Akila Miss Tiki Matthews, in their joint pursuit to bring their take on an essential part of Caribbean culture to Toronto.
Fling that to me, I tell you a million times. Every time I see that bumper, it does make me lose my mind. Don't even bother to study if the music is the same. Y'all come let we make a movie again. Yeah, cause if you feel to whine like that, set yourself free. Don't hold back, just look at me. And now I'm whining slack. We on the right track, yeah, it's no turning back. We on the right track, no turning back. I'm bubbling, just bubble. I'm bubbling, look trouble. I'm bubbling, and I'm inside the session looking for woman. I'm bubbling, just bubble. I'm bubbling, look trouble. We bubbling, we bubbling.
Jouvert in June actually was a concept that a friend of mine from New York brought to me. Team SLI out of New York. They do Jouvert jamishness.
They say if you're shooting rip, you're not ranking. Rip your shoes. Look out for curfew.
And he's like, why don't you guys try doing registered Jouvert in Toronto?
So Jouvert in June got started, a conversation. Akila and I were doing parties, but she was on the phone with a friend of hers from New York who did something similar to Jouvert in June.
So I went to Dukes and I said, yo, you know, I got this idea from my region. Let's try it. Let's try it, you know? Unlike the fets that happen here, there was no actual Jouvert where you can register for your section, pick up your bag, and come to a fete. So the whole concept behind it, I was intrigued. So I was like, you know what? Let's give it a shot.
Now we know these two are more than just promoters. They are cultural connoisseurs. You've seen them at so much different events. You've seen them literally all over the world, chasing carnivals and really delving into that experience.
But it begs the question, of all the events that you can put together, why Jouvert?
I'm a Jouvert baby. I love Jouvert. Like, I am that guy where I will take a Jouvert over any other party where I can throw paint and get dirty and just be me, right? I don't have to be putting on brand new shoes. I'm going to enjoy myself. I feel like I'm pretty strategic in the moves that I make. So, through some conversations, and I did my research, that there weren't really that many Jouverts here, right? Like, I came a few times to, respect to Dr. J, who started it all. Like, I came to their Jouvert when they were doing it, the Friday night before Carnival, but we wanted to move outside of that to create our own lane, and that's why we did it that way.
I like Jouvert. I love Jouvert. I've been going to Trinidad for Carnival since 2007, and I've played Mass and Jouvert pretty much every year. And I just love the experience of, the music, the energy, the paint, the water. I think that was a missing element from here. Yes, there's Jouverts around Carnival time, but there wasn't anything outside of that. So it was a way to fuse that experience outside of Carnival.
The mission and objective of Jouvert in June, I would have to say, is really, or what we really were trying to do is just trying to bring the Caribbean to Toronto. Authentic Caribbean feel to Toronto. Now, Toronto has its own lane, and I love everything that they do here, but we just wanted to create something where if we were to take it from here and drop it in the Caribbean, that it would give that same effect, right? So we tried to look at, at that time we were back and forth Trinidad Carnival every year, and we'd go to these different parties and look at the aspects and say, would that be able to be incorporated here based on the laws and all that kind of stuff? So the mission really was bringing Jouvert, an authentic Jouvert, to this city, within the laws and the parameters that we could work with. So if you were to travel to any other carnival, any other island, any other major city that does a major Jouvert event, these are aspects that are part of it.
I would say it's to bring the culture here. A lot of the West Indians that live in Toronto are third and fourth generation onward. They're not like first generation, maybe like myself, who was born in Trinidad and came here at a young age. So they would get the culture from their parents, but maybe not experience everything, because a lot of them may not have gone back to Trinidad, may not have gone back to Grenada or any of the islands. So for them, the food element, the paint and the water obviously are crucial elements to Jouvert. You can't have a Jouvert without paint, mud, and water. So those are something that was a must have.
Jouvert in June, ultimate Jouvert experience. Paint, powder, mud is all I want. Jouvert in June. Check this video out and you'll see what's up. We're taking it up a notch.
We having a good time. We having a good time. We having a good time. We having a spread it out. Give it up. Bacchanal with me and the wife, eh? She take all my clothes and show it way. Lad, watch the neighbor sleeping out, watching all my just scatter about. She don't wanna hear no mama guy, no crocodile teardrops from me eye. Lad, I don't know what to do. They're back outside with one shoe. I okay. As long as the music plays, as long as the drinks it play, and as long as the girl them whining, I okay. As long as the music plays, as long as the drinks it play, and as long as the girl them.
When you think about Caribbean culture, Jouvert happens just before Carnival. We want to know, why step out of that box? Why June?
The term Jouvert is the opening of Carnival. So June seemed like the perfect month to just start everything. It's the start of the summer. Let's go with a bang. Let's open up the summer with a big event to start the festivities, because summer is the fetting season.
I think June, it kind of just rang. That's why we chose June, to be honest. The Jouvert in June. It was either going to be Jouvert in June or Jouvert in July. But at the time, I was still back and forth between Montreal, doing events over there, or taking bus trips to Montreal Carnival. So it was like, well, July became a little bit too saturated for me. So I was like, you know what? June is pretty open, because we had several events going as well. So I was like, June is pretty open, and it just kind of rang, Jouvert in June, and we just went with it, Let me go even further, right? I just feel that, when it comes to Jouvert in June, if you're not born in the Caribbean or have ever been to the Caribbean, it's the closest feel that you're gonna get to the Caribbean here in Toronto. And I stand by that. I think that, if you were to pick up and go somewhere, you're gonna feel that feel.
When you think of all the big events that happen throughout the summer, us starting off in this small pocket, if we didn't start early, we'd get lost in the shuffle. So we had to go big or go home. I said to Ron, I know we didn't do that well, but everyone loved the concept. Let's just keep doing it. It takes time.
We did it our first year outside of Twilight in the parking lot, and man, it was a bus. I mean, the vibe was amazing, like amazing. We brought Corinne Dubois, but it was a bus. Like, I remember after the event, sitting in the parking lot, like with my hands over my head, like, oh my God, like how are we gonna pay these people? Because the budget was pretty high, like, and we thought that we had a good enough concept that, we were gonna actually, make some headway. And it just didn't work out like that. And boy, did it hurt. Man, it hurt. Over the years, I built up enough a relationship with a lot of the DJs who were on it. And they were kind of like, don't worry about it, Dukes. Like, we see what you're trying to do. And, if there were 10 on there, 9 of them said, don't bother to pay us, right? Like, we won't even take a payment. And that was like, it was humbling, man. It really was, I want to send a special shout out to Kerwin Dubois. He believed in the brand at the beginning. And if he didn't, I don't know where we would be. He worked with us the first 2 years, and we went from, I believe it was like 281 people to like 580 or something like that the second year. So it's a pretty big jump, and that was because he believed in what we were doing.
I say wind up your bumper. I say wind up your bumper. Yeah, I say remix. Hey girl, Marshall and Timaya, remix. Say wind up your bumper. Girl, shake up your bum bum, walk up your bumper. You got to wind and stop. Yeah, shake up your bum bum, walk up your bumper. Let me see you make it drop. You got to move, girl. You got to move that thing around. You got to move, girl. You got to wind that thing go down to the beat. Everything turn up, we can't turn down. Party hard from sun up to sundown. Shake that thing, you're my number one. You might sleep in Nigeria, wake up in London. Oh no 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 no, this girl she a calling my phone. Yeah. Oh no 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 no, this girl she no won't let me go. Every day she follow me for Twitter. Next thing she want make I finger. She want me to answer. Every night she want make I ring her. Baby shake up your bam bam, shake up your bam bam, your bam bam. Baby shake up your bam bam, shake up your bam bam.
You can't sell something that you've never tasted, right? So when it comes to Jouvert in June, I'm a party goer first, right? And I love soca music. That is my first love. And then Jouvert is my second. So that plus that equals having a good time. So, when I think it creates a whole different vibe. Like, I think we've gotten to the point where a lot of promoters, and that's their prerogative, and I'm not wrong in any. I'm saying promoters kind of stay away, and they're over here, and then the patrons are over here. And I never wanted to be that, because I'm just a patron that likes to put on events that make people happy. You know what I mean? I'm not a promoter, I'm a patron first. So me being out there, is enjoying the brand that I've created with the people who are enjoying it as well. So I'm like, Akil and I have always been that person. Like, we just wanted to be out there in the mix, you know what I mean? And I think it creates a different vibe too when I walk through the crowd and somebody's having a good time and they're like, hey, Dukes, and I'm like, yo, and we're jumping up and I throw some paint, they throw some paint, and they're like, yo, I'm having the time of my life, you know what I mean? And I'm like, yeah, me too, and I do other parties, but Jouvert in June, I have to say, is probably my heartbeat. You know, it's my baby, and because of I've been able to see it grow, and you know, I just like to be in that feel with everybody else and feel what they feel. You know, it's an amazing feeling, to be honest.
I know what I'm looking for in a great event, and I put my heart and soul into that. When we put on an event, we don't just put on an event, we put on an experience. We want you to come and leave and be like, oh, damn, that was a great party. That's what we're doing. For us, selling the experience of Jouvert is most important, because you can buy a ticket and go to any fete and hear DJs play and go home and, it's just another fete. But when you come there and there's the food, there's the paint, there's the water truck, there's the artists, and then Ron and I engage in the party. If you notice, you see us in videos. I think there was one with me in the back of Twilight pushing the toy car. There's one from No Man's Land with the Carib tent, me running behind the Carib tent. We're very interactive, and we try to treat our patrons like their family. We're not just that promoter who's gonna promote a party and be in the backstage. We mingle. We engage in our event, and that's very important for us.
Say tonight, let's go. We going on intensify. That's right. Big man thing between you and I. Let's show the world that life are we high. Life are we high. High. Yeah. It look like we fetting forever. Plus we obsessed with the soca. You know we just let it take over. Heat up with system just like a fever. I say we fetting forever. So much pretty girl to remember. Costume done by in December. Stagging we cooler behind the trailer. Teams it nice, we dey on the road. Teams it nice, we dey on the road. Teams it nice, we dey on the road. They on the road. Teams it nice, we dey on the road. Teams it nice, we dey on the road. Teams it nice, we dey on the road. They on the road.
Even though many know Jouvert, the paint, the powder, the water, the mud, it is nothing without the music, the artists. They set the tone, they set the vibe.
With a wide range of talent across the Caribbean, we want to know the process of how DJs and artists are selected to grace the stage at Jouvert in June.
We know Jouvert is jab. Jouvert, that's the main focus of it, right? So we always like to incorporate someone from different islands. But with regards to selecting an artist, it's all about who's hot.
Akil and I butt heads on artists all the time, right? Her being a Trinidad and me being a Vincentian, and so I'm Small Island, she's Trinidad, and so she will push for that, right? And then I'll push back.
Everybody must keep it. You know what I'm saying? Keep it. Lyrics is on fire. We don't wanna watch it, let it burn. Lyrics is on fire. Let's go! All night long, we party on love. We party on love. We party on love. Somebody on the head. We party on love. We party on love. We party on love.
So I select artists by what's up and coming for that year. So we listen to the music, knowing what's ears on the ground, knowing what's going on, get feedback from the DJs and stuff like that. My sister plays a big part in that because she's jab queen when it comes to playing tracks in her car. She's like, oh, bring this one, bring that one, bring this one, bring that one.
The entire year, we're having conversations with people. People are, we put out stuff on our social media to kind of get feedback. Who do people want to see? And I just find there are a lot of individuals in the Caribbean that have talent, and we try to showcase that talent. And I don't want to sell our patrons short. They know music. By the time it gets to June, from let's say February, where the carnival season is kicked off in Trinidad, to all of the rest of the ones coming along, there's music coming out. So we don't need to hear the same thing over and over. So we really try to focus on, when we're talking about artists, a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Nobody makes a meal and puts just chicken, you know what I mean? And boils rice. Nobody does that. You have to put some flavor in it, and that's kind of how we approach the artist. So Akil and I go back and forth,
DJs are very important to us because they're our connection to the masses. We like to build relationships with everyone, whether it's DJs, whether it's artists, whether it's patrons. So by keeping them close to the chest and having them part of it, we're showing that we appreciate you guys. You guys are a big part of the event. They may reach people that we may not reach. And especially having, again, in the beginning, we had a lot of the bigger names like Dr. J, Bandit, Jester, Black Reaction, all part of the event because we didn't want to leave anyone out. We want everyone to feel like, this is an event that we're bringing to the culture and you guys are all part of our culture. So having them there is a very important part for us.
Without those guys, we couldn't do what we do, right? The Jays, the Bandits, the Enforcers, the Marksmen, all of those guys were on the first couple and they really, really gave it life. You know what I mean? Without them, we wouldn't have been able to push forward. I think why we've kind of shifted to the younger guys is because it's a younger crowd. That's just really what it is. These are individuals who are around their age who are playing for them. Toronto has a lot of talented DJs, We just wanted to give the opportunity for some of these guys who don't necessarily get to play on the big stage, an opportunity to play on that big stage. With every passing year, we try to incorporate one or two new ones in order to give them that feel. Many of them I've seen inside of Jouvert in June, right? So the energy, their energy is coming from also not only a DJ, but a patron. So they enjoy themselves so much that now they're on the flip side. It's at an all-time high for them. They're like I said, they're willing and ready to do whatever is necessary to help their brand and help the event. And I appreciate that. That goes hand in hand for any DJ in an event. Sometimes I get DJs who are not even on the brand that are like, Ron, I just kind of want to be involved. Can I? Whatever the case may be. And I'm like, absolutely, and I treat them as such. And then if there's a spot that opens up, because I really do want to try to get, younger or new DJs on the cast with every year that passes. Prime example, Steph Honey, right? Last year was her first, I think it was Jouvert in August she was on or Jouvert in June. But, she smashed it. And I heard her a few times and I was like, yo, I need to have you on my brand because you've got some talent and I want everybody to see that.
Jouvert in June 2017, paint, powder, madness. Yo, this is the closest I've seen to a real Jouvert in Canada. Take a look at this.
It's the music. Rhythm up. Set up the fence and give me one. Hold on for me and give me jump. Keep on your shoes and climb on top. Cause she know how I like it. Set up the fence and give me one. Hold on for me and give me jump. Keep on your shoes and climb on top. Cause she know how I like it. Go down when I'm going. Come up and I'm coming. In the center I just walking. Cause I know how she like it. Go down when I'm going. Come up and I'm coming. In the center I just walking. Cause I know how she like it. Y'all bounce on it, stick on it, roll on it, catch on it, tip on your toe and drop right down on it. Y'all bounce on it, stick on it, roll on it, catch on it, tip on your toe.
The party goers that come to Jouvert in June, we've noticed, over the years, it's gotten a lot younger. So I think it's about giving them that experience because a lot of them are young. They can't travel and go to Trinidad, go to Grenada, go to Barbados, experience Carnival and Jouvert there. So giving them that experience here and ability to engage in it, I think that's very important. And I see a lot of familiar faces every year because I'm usually either by the door or by the bar. I'm all over. So people come up to me, oh my God, it was such a great experience. But they'll see me at Twilight, they'll see me out and partying. They're like, oh yeah, we can't wait for next year. We can't wait for the following year. And it's really nice to hear the feedback and get that acknowledgement of us doing a good thing that people really enjoy and are wanting to come back. From year 1 to year 10, they've been there and they've supported us because in the beginning we started off this event right in the back here at Twilight, 300 patrons, and now we've grown it to over 3,000 people in a span of 10 years. That's amazing.
Savannah, Mama, we reach. Savannah, we finally reach. Savannah. Hey, the bacchanal don't stop. Savannah, Mama, we reach. Savannah, we finally reach. Savannah, hey, the bacchanal don't stop. Because we reach in the Savannah. Put your hands up.
modern age, we want to know, how does social media fit in with Jouvert in June?
When it comes to social media, we rely heavily on that, right? We rely mainly on word of mouth through social media. So they're tied hand in hand, right? We really put a lot of the effort and try to, you guys included, like providing us with the footage, you know what I mean? I always say to Akila, I'm like, we need content, right? We have to show all aspects of Jouvert in June because social media has allowed many people who've never gone outside of, this hub to be able to see what they're missing or to experience certain things for a 1 minute clip, right? And I think with Jouvert in June, we try to bring that clip that you see into fruition and let them feel that.
By you sharing your experience, you may have friends that we may not have on our network, or a DJ may not have in theirs, and then now they see it, and then next year they're tagging you, so they tag 3, 4, 5, 6 friends, and they're like, oh my goodness, where was I? Honestly, watching back the Instagram posts days after the event, I'm like, they're still posting about that? Oh my, when did that happen? I missed. It's amazing to see. It really is.
Go stand up, go stand up, big. Jabba, go stand up, big. Hold a girl and just jam on it, girl. Go stand up, big. Hold a man and just take a play. Jab, don't tell me that you don't see how the boom boom back. Yo, fantasy that. Hold and make everything look that. You get a good, your toys you good. Yeah, woman go easy. You are good man, she a good man. Just understand, nobody go easy. They're drinking anything, strong man with a Heineken. They're drinking anything, stand up there like a mannequin. No say nothing, hold a bubble of Listerine. Yeah, no say a mean, I begin up like a tambourine.
So we had the concept, and we're like, okay, well, we have to get the name, the concept out there so people can visualize it. So if you notice, the logo has changed along the way. It's changed a lot from the first year to now, and it was just more of evolving with the concept.
They're coming to an event, it's 8 hours, they spend their money, and we give them something back, right? So it's something that, they'll always remember. Then they tell a friend, yo, you know what Jouvert in June gave us this year, bam, bam, bam. And then, it's also a marketing piece, right? Like you using, for example, the first year we had pop sockets, right? You put it on your phone, pop socket is something that you would use every day because you're on your phone, right? So we just gave that really some thought, and then people appreciate it, right?
I think we get a really good response because even people that don't register for a package, they just want the t-shirt. So they'll buy the ticket and they'll call asking, do you have t-shirt, do you have bodysuits, anything, just to be, I guess, to signify that they were at Jouvert. A lot of the posts that we see after Jouvert is their shirts with before the paint and after the paint, and it's just, I think people just want the experience of having that. And there's a lot of people who say they have all their shirts from every year, whether they wear it or not, they just want to keep the shirts.
We go back and forth for months about what we're going to put in these packages, right? And how we're going to make it even a little bit better than the year before. And they have their own, autonomy to kind of do what they want to do. We have the base of Jouvert in June, but then we, allow them to kind of put their own feeling in. And we actually want their brands to grow within our brand, right? We want them to be able to, if they decided, or if we took Jouvert in June to another city or another country, we would love for them to be able to bring their brand with us. And that's kind of how we're building this whole thing, so.
We're here to announce our first presumptive positive case of novel coronavirus.
It was 6 months to the day when this announcement was made. The man was taken to Sunnybrook Hospital. 2 days later, his wife became the second presumptive positive case of COVID-19 in this country.
Mayor John Tory said today he doesn't like to be the bearer of bad news, but that's exactly what was delivered here at City Hall this afternoon with the announcement of more cancellations of events into the summer months.
I know how much our residents love these events. I do too. But right now, from a public health perspective or even a financial perspective for the organizers, these events just cannot be assumed that they can proceed as originally scheduled.
In 2020, the world came to a standstill as the COVID-19 pandemic swept across the globe. In Toronto, a city known for its vibrant outdoor events and celebrations, the impact was profound. Festivals and gatherings, including Jouvert in June, were put on hold as restrictions, safety measures, and rolling lockdown orders took precedence. But in 2021, there was hope. With the rollout of vaccines and declining infection rates, Toronto began to regain signs of life, and Dukes and Akila's team saw an opportunity to bring people back outside. The launch of Jouvert in August wasn't just a celebration, it was a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the power of cultural traditions to uplift the people.
We had Jouvert in August, and that came from after the pandemic, not being able to have Jouvert in June in 2020, but not being able to do it in June, but being able to do it in August right after the pandemic. And people were like, oh, are you guys gonna bring that back? And it worked.
Let's get ready to jump!
Can't wait for the pandemic to over. That's how I'm taking over. I'm missing big truck on the road, girl winding up on the road, we taking me low, got no out of control. If all they want more, the people want more. I swear to my heart, I miss it. A big stage, man, miss it. A big show, man, miss it. The people playing my so I miss it to my heart. I miss it. A Jouvert morning, man, miss it. Max behind the man, I miss it. Job up to $1 million, I miss it. The people want a carnival. The people want to travel hard. The people want to party bad. Corona making people mad. I just wanna turn up every rock. I wanna turn up every flag. Bring more toilet papers up to that drink and jump and plenty gas.
Are you ready to have fun today? Yes or no?
How many years have you been coming here?
Too many.
Tell the people why they should come to Jouvert in June.
Jouvert in June, if you want to have a good time, come here. You get wet, you get paid, you get water, everything. It's one of those, like, everyone's free. It's a whole vibe, you know what I mean? You got your soca music, soca lovers, you got your little dance out here and there, but you know what I mean? It's for the people, right? You get to behave bad. You see, look at all the beautiful women out here. Who doesn't want to be around beautiful women?
Why are you here today?
To get on real bad.
But why Jouvert in June?
Because it's after 2 years through the pandemic. We've been waiting and yearning. The last carnival and Jouvert had was 2020. This day represents Trinidad's back their preparation for 2023. So I'm ready for the road.
Many may not know who you are, but tell me why is this party, why is this experience important to you?
Woman, rum, wine. Hey, if you need a real authentic Jouvert experience, with the exception of the time, because it's too dark, you can't see sexy girl in the dark. No, you need to come to Jouvert in June. It's everything you need. You have the model, you have the paint, you have the woman, you have the drunk people, you have the reporters who don't want you to drink nothing on camera. I was drinking water, eh?
But I want to know why specifically Jouvert in June?
Listen, I came right off the jumbo jet. I come into live and keep the vibe going. That's literally why.
I've been coming to Jouvert in June every year for like 5-6 years, and it's a vibe every single time, so I had to be here.
The DJs, the organizers, they do it right every year. And for me, once it's black-owned business, I'm supporting. So I rate you guys for that.
Vibes are unmatched. Everyone comes to have a good time, not to stand up and watch people. You have a good time, and just you could be yourself and have fun.
Why are you here today?
I'm here because I want to have a good time. I've been waiting for this for a long time. I told them, hell or high water, are going to Jouvert in June, and I'm here.
I've never been, and every year I always want to go.
and I never get a chance to go. And then COVID came and licked everything down, and I said I have to come.
Why would you tell somebody to come here?
Soca. Who doesn't love soca?
Hold on, tell me that again. It's what?
Start of the summer season. It's Jouvert in June. Time for turn up.
You come here to have fun. Every island's out here. Why not, right? We're here with the men and them, the girl them here. Let's party that.
It's culture, everything that is good, vibrant, everything that is energetic in the world. It's just for everyone to come and experience firsthand. So come and experience it firsthand.
Viking ding dong, ding dong, if you want your feet mash up, you want the people get on. If you want the feet mash up, call out the Viking ding dong. Watch out, me activate inna ye, party get mash up inna ye. Let me activate inna ye, party get mash up inna ye. Mash up inna ye. If you want your feet mash up, you want the people get on. If you want the feet mash up, call out the Viking thing.
Dukes and Aquila have come a long way from the parking lots at Twilight Restaurant. Now, let's take a special look at the 10-year anniversary of Jouvert in June.
This is our 10th year anniversary, right? So when we sat down with the team, we really wanted to talk about, or we talked about, how do we take this up to a different level, right? And we threw this back and forth, and then it's 10, right? And then we just said 10. Let's do 10 of everything. When it comes to culturally in this city, when you look at different ethnic groups, they have something staple, you know, and you can look at that and say, okay, that is Taste of the Danforth, and you know who that is. And I think for us, we want Jouvert in June to be like open to everybody, right? You want to experience, you can come and taste the foods, right? You don't have to come and dress up and buy something. You grab something out of your closet. This is a party where you're just gonna have fun, and that's how we do it. I think it's synonymous with the word freedom, right? Free up yourself. We didn't want to just stay, you know, and stick to one island. We really wanted to have representation, and I think that's huge. We want people culturally to come and enjoy what we have to offer as Caribbean people.
We are surrounding everything around 10. So 10 hours, June 10th, 10 artists or international acts. Everything is going to be bigger and better this year. I told her, I said, there's no way I'm accepting nothing less than the absolute best. Let me just say, it reminds me of Queen's Park, Savannah.
10 years, Jouvert in June. You've been here from the beginning.
I've been here since day one, absolutely, 10 years ago.
What are your thoughts on this event celebrating 10 years?
I know the promoters, this whole crew that made this possible. I know them since day one, and I'm proud of them. I'll say when it comes to the music, the vibes, and the people. There's no stush people, the food is good, the bar is flowing perfectly.
So tell me, Black Reaction, from when you guys first touched Jouvert in June, you've been back every year. Why?
Boy, I guess the people them just love the flavor we deliver. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, we represent every island from like the Caribbean. You understand? You have to respect all the people of that may have been separated by one slave ship drop. Because me have somebody who look like me in Trinidad, me have somebody who look like me in St. Kitts, St. Vincent, Antigua, Barbados. So at the end of the day, we have to realize I'm one Caribbean. You understand? So Jouvert in June, one Caribbean.
We let it slip
We are 10 years in. When it was at Twilight in the backyard, when it was just maybe 200 people, and to see what it has grown into is phenomenal. So glad for Together as One family. They are family from day one, and I'm so happy to support and be here for the event this year for the 10-year anniversary. This is huge. It's the staple in Toronto, and it's gonna keep going.
My name is Flight Scott Next. I've been on Jouvert in June for about 5 years now. Today is the 10-year anniversary.
Thank you for always including me, allowing me to have a platform to provide my skills for the patrons and the people. What you can expect from Jouvert and June, expect vibes, expect great music, expect an abundance of beautiful women. This is how we do it in Toronto. Do not miss Jouvert and June for your life.
All Caribbean people, I want to help me sing this song loud. 1, 2, sing. Let me down again. Yes, I depended on you, so you better come through this time. Please hear my cry. Watch your love. Hold on to the fence. Hold on to the fence. Put your hand in the air. Hold on to the fence. One last jump. One last jump. I go jump like I never jump. Wave like I never wave.
I mean, ultimately, our goal is to take this, bigger than where it is. And I know that there are similar events other places, which is fine. But I think we want to grow the concept or the brand here where it's undeniable when we move or when we take it somewhere else. And there are also aspects of the brand that we haven't reached yet. There are pieces that I can't say too much about, where we really would like to take this brand. We are limited due to the laws here, but it is what it is. But the one thing with Akila and I is that we find a way. If you do your research, there are ways to make things happen, right? And we work tirelessly. We have a small team that we work with who are amazing. I wanted to shout them out. Amazing group of people. And without them, we couldn't make this thing run.
Jouvert in June, it is undeniably a cultural phenomenon. We hope that you've enjoyed this behind the scenes look.
We here at On The Scene have had the ultimate pleasure of capturing all of the energy, all of the vibes, all of the jamishness that comes along with this celebration, Jouvert in June. With all that being said, my name is Esquire, the man behind the camera.
And I'm Soca Dread. Can't wait to see you at the next Jouvert in June.
Thanks so much for watching.
To the patrons, we appreciate you guys. There's no success without you guys. We are so humble, and we talk about every time we meet how much this thing has grown and how much it couldn't have grown without you. So I wanted to take that second really to say big up yourself, and we really appreciate you. To all of the artists and DJs who've ever been on Jouvert in June, we really appreciate you. On The Scene, big up yourself. Big up yourself for capturing all of the wicked footage every single year. That's pretty much it. Just come and enjoy it, right? And learn about it. The foods, the music, the people. We are a blessed people.
Just come, experience it. You're gonna love it. If it's your first time, you are going to love it. Come with the idea, I'm gonna get dirty. I'm gonna have fun. I'm gonna eat lots of food. I'm gonna experience this like no other.
Jouvert in June is coming. Don't ever miss it ever again in your life.